This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute professional medical advice. Please consult with your doctor or a qualified healthcare specialist before starting any new vitamins or supplements mentioned in this video. Use of this information is at your own risk. Imagine standing in front of a mirror and realizing that the person looking back at you is becoming a shadow of their former self. You notice your clothes fitting more loosely, not because you've lost fat, but because the firm, reliable muscles that once carried you through life are simply vanishing. Your grip is weaker, your steps are more hesitant, and your once strong frame seems to be collapsing inward. If you are over the age of 60, this isn't just a natural part of getting old. It is a biological emergency. Right now, your body may have entered a state of emergency where it has begun to consume itself. This process, known as sarcopenia, is a brutal reality where your own system decides that your muscle tissue is no longer a priority. But the most shocking truth is that the root of this decay isn't in your gym routine or your age. It is hidden deep within your failing digestive system. Welcome to EldraFit Nutrition. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. The information you are about to hear is the difference between spending your golden years in an armchair or staying active and independent. Most people believe that as long as they eat, they are nourished. But for those over 60, the gut often undergoes a catastrophic shift. It stops being an efficient engine of absorption and becomes a rusted, clogged pipe. When your digestion fails, your body becomes desperate for the amino acids and proteins it needs to repair your heart and lungs. Since it can no longer get them from the food you eat, it does something horrifying. It starts harvesting those nutrients from your legs, your arms, and your back. You are essentially starving from the inside out, even with a full stomach. If you do not intervene now, this internal self-cannibalization will lead to a loss of mobility that no amount of physical therapy can fix. The clock is ticking on your physical autonomy, and the first step to stopping this decline is understanding that your gut is the commander-in-chief of your strength. If the commander fails, the entire army falls. Before we go any further into how you can reclaim your strength and fix your internal engine, please take a moment to subscribe to EldraFit Nutrition. Your support allows us to continue creating these deep dive guides into the health issues that truly matter for your future. By joining our community, you are choosing to prioritize your longevity and your family's well-being. The fear of becoming a burden to those we love is one of the heaviest weights anyone can carry. Yet thousands of seniors ignore the warning signs of digestive stagnation until it is too late. They ignore the bloating, the slow metabolism, and the thinning of their limbs, assuming it's just the tax of time. It isn't. It is a signal that your body is no longer receiving the building blocks of life. Today, we are going to bridge that gap and show you how to turn your digestive system back into a fortress of health. To get started, I want you to reflect on your own journey and engage with us in the comments below. Think about your current health priorities. Which of these outcomes scares you the most as you age? A, losing the ability to walk and move independently due to muscle loss. B, facing chronic digestive pain and the inability to enjoy your favorite foods. Please comment A or B below. Your answers help us understand what matters most to you, and we will be responding to as many of you as possible. To stop the decline of your physical strength, we must first look under the hood at the complex machinery of your aging digestive system. Think of your body as a high-performance vehicle that has been running for 6 decades. Over time, the fuel pumps, your stomach acid and digestive enzymes, begin to lose their pressure. After the age of 60, the production of hydrochloric acid in the stomach can drop by as much as 40%. This acid is the primary tool your body uses to unlock the protein from the meat, beans, or eggs you eat. Without enough acid, that protein remains a locked box, passing through your system unused while your muscles cry out for nourishment. This is why many seniors feel heavy and sluggish after a meal. The food is quite literally sitting like a stone in their stomach because the chemical fire required to burn it has grown dim. But the failure doesn't stop in the stomach. As we age, the small intestine, the place where almost all nutrient absorption happens, becomes less efficient. The tiny finger-like projections called villi which are responsible for grabbing nutrients and pulling them into the bloodstream, start to flatten and lose their grip. When this happens, even the most expensive supplements and the healthiest organic foods become useless. You could be eating the perfect diet, but if your absorption bridge is broken, those nutrients are simply washed away. This creates a dangerous cycle. You eat more to feel energized, but because you can't absorb the nutrients, you only end up feeling more bloated and inflamed, which further damages the gut lining. Furthermore, the biological clock of your transit time slows down significantly. In a young body, waste moves through the colon at a steady pace. In a senior body, the muscles of the digestive tract can become lethargic. When waste stays in the body for too long, it begins to ferment, producing toxins that leak into the bloodstream and trigger systemic inflammation. This inflammation acts like a poison to your muscle cells, making it even harder for your body to maintain its mass. This is why you cannot simply eat more to fix the problem. You must absorb better. The key to restarting this engine lies in understanding two hidden forces: enzymes and specific types of fiber. Enzymes are the biological scissors that snip complex molecules into tiny pieces that your flattened villi can finally catch. Fiber, specifically the kind found in the skins of certain whole fruits, acts as a gentle brush that cleanses the walls of your intestines, allowing the absorption sites to breathe again. When you reintroduce these elements in the correct way, you aren't just eating, you are repairing the machinery. You are giving your stomach the tools to break the lock on protein and giving your intestines the ability to transport that protein directly to your wasting muscles. This is how you stop the countdown. This is how you reignite the fire of your metabolism and ensure that every bite you take is a brick in the wall of your physical defense. Understanding this mechanism is the only way to move from a state of fear and fragility to a state of control and vitality. By mastering the way your body processes energy, you ensure that your muscles remain fueled and your independence remains unshakable for decades to come. Now that we have identified the mechanical failures of the aging gut, we must look toward the natural world for the precision tools required to repair them. There is a specific group of golden fruits that act as biological keys, unlocking the nutrients that your body has been struggling to access for years. If your goal is to halt the terrifying progression of muscle loss, your first priority must be the restoration of protein breakdown, and no fruit performs this task with more surgical efficiency than the papaya. Rich in an enzyme called papain, the papaya serves as an external digestive aid, stepping in to do the heavy lifting that your diminishing stomach acid can no longer manage. By consuming papaya, you are essentially providing your body with a specialized workforce that shears through tough protein fibers, ensuring that the steak or eggs you eat actually reach your muscles rather than fermenting in your gut. Close behind in importance is the kiwi, a fruit that carries its own secret weapon, known as actinidin. This unique enzyme works in harmony with your natural chemistry to accelerate the digestion of proteins in the stomach and small intestine, providing a much-needed boost to your sluggish transit time. But restoration is not just about enzymes. It is about rebuilding the environment where absorption occurs. This is where the humble pear becomes a guardian of your independence. To gain its benefits, you must reject the urge to peel it. The skin of the pear is a dense fortress of insoluble fiber that acts as a mechanical scrubber for your intestinal walls, gently removing the metabolic debris that prevents nutrients from entering your bloodstream. When you eat the pear whole, you are maintaining a slow, yet steady release of energy that prevents the chaotic sugar spikes which so often leave seniors feeling drained and fragile. Furthermore, we must invite the apple back into our daily ritual, not just for its sweetness, but for its pectin. This specific soluble fiber is a master builder for your gut microbiome. It feeds the beneficial bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids, which in turn strengthen the very lining of your gut. By nourishing these microscopic allies, you are ensuring that your absorption bridge remains strong and resilient. These fruits are not merely snacks. They are medicinal interventions designed to reverse the internal famine that leads to muscle decay. When you choose these supportive fruits, you are making a conscious decision to fuel your strength rather than feed your decline. You are choosing to give your body the enzymes it lacks and the fiber it craves, transforming every meal into an opportunity to rebuild the vibrant, capable version of yourself that refuses to be sidelined by age. While it is vital to embrace these supportive fruits, we must also address the sophisticated traps that can inadvertently sabotage your progress. Many seniors, in an earnest attempt to be healthy, fall into the habit of consuming fruit in ways that actually accelerate the decline of their metabolic health. The first and most deceptive trap is the over-reliance on liquid nutrition, specifically fruit juice. Even when freshly squeezed and devoid of added sugars, juice is a concentrated delivery system for sugar that has been stripped of its protective fiber. In a young body, this spike is a challenge. In a body over 60, it is an assault. Without the biological brakes of fiber, sugar floods the bloodstream, forcing your liver to work in overtime and triggering a massive insulin response that can lead to increased inflammation and further muscle wasting. Another subtle danger lies in the stage of ripeness, particularly with bananas. A banana is a shifting chemical landscape. When it is slightly green, it is packed with resistant starch that feeds your gut health and digests slowly. However, as it develops those familiar brown spots, that starch converts into fast-absorbing sugars. For a senior struggling with energy stability, an overly ripe banana is less like a fruit and more like a candy bar, providing a fleeting high followed by a crushing fatigue that leaves your muscles starved for consistent fuel. We must also look at the concentration trap found in dried fruits. Removing the water from a plum or a grape turns a balanced snack into a sugar bomb. A handful of raisins contains the same amount of sugar as a massive bowl of fresh grapes, yet it provides none of the hydration or volume necessary to signal fullness to your brain. Perhaps the most modern trap is the superfood illusion. Many believe that adding chia seeds or flax seeds to a high-sugar fruit smoothie automatically makes it safe. While these seeds provide excellent healthy fats, they do not erase the total sugar load. They might slow the speed of absorption slightly, but your aging system still has to process every single gram of that sugar. It is like paying a debt in smaller installments. The total amount owed to your body remains the same, and the tax on your organs is still high. To truly protect your digestive health and your muscle mass, you must move beyond the marketing of healthy and look at the biological reality of how these foods tax your system. True vitality after 60 requires an awareness of these hidden traps, ensuring that your pursuit of health doesn't accidentally become the very thing that accelerates your fragility. The restoration of your strength and the healing of your digestive system do not require a radical upheaval of your entire life, but rather a focused, intentional shift in how you begin your day. To halt the progression of muscle loss and reignite your metabolic fire, you must commit to a 5-day strategy centered on the most critical meal of the day, breakfast. This first meal acts as the chemical architect for the next 16 hours, determining whether your body will spend the day in a state of repair or a state of self-cannibalization. If you typically start your morning with refined breads, sugary cereals, or juices, you are inadvertently sending a signal to your body to store fat and harvest muscle. To break this cycle, you must embrace a breakfast built on the synergy of high-quality protein and enzymatic fruit. Consider the simple power of 2 eggs paired with a single whole fruit from our supportive list, such as a crisp apple or a soft pear with the skin intact. The protein from the eggs provides the essential amino acids your muscles are starving for, while the enzymes and fiber from the whole fruit ensure that those proteins are actually broken down and absorbed. For the next 5 days, I want you to observe your body with the precision of a scientist. Notice how the sudden mid-morning fatigue begins to vanish. Pay attention to how the intense, gnawing cravings for sugar start to quiet down because your blood glucose is no longer a chaotic roller coaster, but a steady, flowing river. By choosing whole fruit over juice, you are preserving the biological brakes that protect your liver and your gut lining. This small, consistent adjustment is the foundation of lasting transformation. You are not just eating breakfast, you are reclaiming the driver's seat of your health. After 5 days, the clarity you feel in your mind and the stability you feel in your limbs will be all the proof you need that your body is finally receiving the fuel it deserves. The journey toward health, especially as we navigate the complexities of life after 60, is often clouded by a fog of conflicting advice and unnecessary fear. We are frequently told what we must give up, what we must avoid, and what we should fear, leaving us feeling paralyzed in our own kitchens. But the most profound lesson we can draw from understanding our biology is that knowledge is the ultimate antidote to anxiety. You do not have to live in fear of your own digestion or watch helplessly as your strength fades. By understanding the simple mechanics of how a pear's skin protects your blood sugar or how a papaya's enzymes unlock the protein in your meal, you move from a state of fragility to a state of absolute power. True health is not about perfection. It is about the wisdom of small, consistent choices that honor the way your body was designed to function. As you move forward, remember that you are not alone in this struggle. Many of our friends and family members are quietly suffering through the same confusion, feeling the same fatigue, and worrying about their own loss of independence. Sharing this clarity with a loved one, a sibling, a spouse, or a friend who is struggling with their energy is one of the most compassionate acts you can perform. When we replace confusion with clear, actionable knowledge, we don't just change a diet, we change a life. The smallest adjustment in your morning routine can be the catalyst for a total transformation that allows you to remain the vibrant, active, and independent person you were always meant to be. Your golden years should be defined by your experiences, not your limitations. Take this knowledge, apply it with confidence, and watch as your body responds with a level of vitality you thought was lost to the past. The power to rebuild your strength is, and always has been, in your hands. To help us all learn from each other's experiences, I have a simple question for you. Which fruit mentioned today is your personal favorite, and do you usually prefer eating it with the skin on or peeled? Please share your answer in the comments below so we can see the different ways everyone is incorporating these healthy habits. If you found this guide helpful and want to continue mastering your health with deep, science-backed insights, please subscribe to the channel. Your support gives us the motivation to keep creating high-quality content that helps you live your strongest, healthiest life.